Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today for our online craft fair. My name is Jackie Ralston, and I have had the privilege of working with American artisans and gourmet food producers for more than 30 years. I started a company called Artisan Promotions with the idea of creating a marketplace for handcrafted merchandise outside of a store or a mall. Since that time, I have produced a lot of craft festivals. Craft festivals today are a part of our culture and a really fun outing. As fans of the Boston Christmas Festival, and now the New England Christmas Festival, many of you may have attended. So we are now obviously in a very challenging time where all of the festivals have been canceled through the spring. And this creates a significant loss of income to our wonderful artisan community. So the Artisan Promotions team put their heads together and tried to figure out how we could help. And we decided that this online meeting format. Artisan Promotions came up with this idea to create an online show where we could showcase 4 artisans at a time and give you an up-close and personal experience with the exhibitors. We thought that would be meaningful and fun. So today you're going to meet a clothing designer of baby and toddler clothing and a husband and wife team who work in glass. And then, because Easter's around the corner, we're going to meet an egg carver and then a chocolatier. So having said that, let's meet Gwen Gardner. So Gwen is going to talk to us about her baby and toddler clothing. And she creates these pieces that are very whimsical and uses organic cotton. And she has a great story. And I believe that she's gonna be in front of us soon. So the name of her company is Simply Chicky. And she's got quite a story that I think we're going to see Gwen in a minute here. The technology is wonderful when it works, but I'm sure we're going to see Gwen's beautiful face in a minute. Aha, I think we're getting Gwen to appear. Are you there, Gwen?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, how are you?
Good.
You've arrived with a flourish because we were looking forward to seeing you, and here you are.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can't hear you now.
I believe she's now probably leaving and coming back to the meeting. Gwen,
Okay.
Thanks for your patience with all this.
Sure.
Gwen.
Yes.
You're back. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad. Great to see you. Welcome
Yeah, you too.
to the show. You know, this is what you get for being part of the first episode. A few technical issues in there, and we'll get it sorted out. The important thing is that you're here now and we see you. So what I was saying to our viewers is that you design baby and toddler clothing. you use a special cotton, and you have quite a story for how you got started. So tell us about your business.
Sure. Hi. Well, I'm Gwen Gardner from Simply Chicky. I'm the chief chick, simplychickyclothing.com. And I started when, a long time ago, actually, over, well, goodness, 14 years ago. I decided to move out on my boyfriend, packed my boxes, but I wasn't feeling well. So on Monday, I went to the doctor, and Tuesday, I found out I was pregnant. And then the next day I found out I had breast cancer. So it was quite a week.
Such a shock. You're
It was quite a
so
week.
brave
Yes.
and so inspirational.
Yeah, it was quite a week. So what ended up happening is I just decided to clean up my entire environment as much as I could, ate organic foods, watched what I was putting on my skin, what I was cleaning my dishes with, what I was washing my clothes with. You know,
All
I
of
went
that your
I went through an
diagnosis making you
operation.
so much aware of
Yeah,
taking care of yourself.
absolutely. And so I went through the operation. I was fine. Baby comes, baby Elizabeth. And because I have a sense of humor, I decided that I should start a clothing line. So I started looking into textiles and realized that conventional cotton, regular cotton, is one of the most polluting crops in the world. And so I decided to seek out organic cotton options, and I did. I found that, and so I started printing funny sayings and graphics on organic cotton products.
And as you said, you have a great sense of humor as well as sort of wordsmithing humor and design. So, James, to our tech team, do you think we could pull up Gwen's website so we can take a look at some of these products? In the meantime, let me just, while he's working on that, your sayings are usually quite short and pithy. And how do you get your inspirations?
Really, each one kind of has its own story. For instance, I created a design with a lot of little lemons on it, and I said, I get squeezed a lot. And that one in particular, I sat next to the woman at the farmer's market who squeezed lemonade all summer long. She did fabulous lemonade with all different kinds of flavors, and we had a good time. And I suddenly, at the end of the summer, I said, oh my goodness, I have my next onesie. So that's when I put little lemons on the onesie, and I said I get squeezed a lot, and it's actually a really popular onesie now.
I bet it is. Yeah. And then you have one that's inside of a blanket, which I think we're going to see. I'm sure that they're working on getting your website up. So tell us about the blanket, because the saying in there just sort of is straight from the heart.
Sure. Well,
look, we have your website. Yay.
Yay! Oh yeah, there's the Inside Me, my most popular one.
Yeah.
So that actually is a great story, and it really kind of launched the company. So
so James, can you open up the Inside Me, which is the second one in the middle? When will that open up, the baby blanket?
Yeah, I have it on a blanket and a onesie. Yeah.
Okay.
So that story, I had my little 6-month-old Elizabeth, and we took a nap, and I rolled over, and her little soft breath was on my cheek, and I had a mommy moment, and I said, oh my goodness, world peace is possible. So I started thinking about all these little things that were inside Elizabeth, rainbows and stars, and I just became creative. And then she was crawling around on the floor, and I said, she's got some other stuff inside of her. So that's how I came up with dog hair and a raisin. And I worked on the poem for, a little while actually. And then decided not to print a book, but I thought, I'm just going to print it on an organic cotton onesie. And it's become my most popular onesie throughout the years. It's all over the world now. I was picked up by a big magazine in the beginning, a big catalog, and it became their #1 seller. So, and to this day, it's my #1.
So James, can we have the go back to the home page or the full, the full products here. So you want to talk about anything in particular? I mean, you've got the toddler and the baby, and you have rompers and the gift sets.
Yeah,
like
yeah, we have the full
about?
range. We have the full range of baby. We go basically from newbornish up to a 6-year-old. So the full range of rompers with the little snaps. And then we jump into t-shirts 2, 4, and 6. We also have hats. And then we have matching gift sets. So I mentioned the Lemon I Get Squeezed a lot. So that has a matching hat. The Star is Born has a matching hat. The Local Catch. I live by the ocean. So my nautical humor comes out. And we have little gift sets where we can put together a couple of different items that are related, and in a lot of different sizes, and also bags. We have some bags.
Well, I think it's, we're in this crazy environment right now where everybody is housebound, and we know that babies and toddlers don't stop growing just because we're housebound. So I really wanted you to come on this week so that all those mothers out there could see some beautiful products that are well made out. I love the story about, taking great care on the material for baby sensitive skin and for all the reasons that we know. And now they can look at your website and hopefully purchase some things without ever leaving their house. That's a big, big, important piece of it. So
yes, we have fast, free shipping.
That's awesome. So tell our viewers your website, please.
Sure. My website is simplychickieclothing.com. So simplychickieclothing.com.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for putting up with a few technical problems, but the important thing is that you were here and we get the message out to the crafts world of your beautiful rompers and baby clothes. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So our next guest is going to be Bill Champito, who works in glass. And he and his wife, Michelle, work together, which is always interesting when you're working with your husband that closely. And they work in stained glass as well as blown, which is pretty unusual. And he's gonna tell us about it in a minute. And they make beautiful pieces from art panels that hang in front of a window or on a wall that needs decorating. And they also make infusion jars, which are beautiful, and you want to put your iced tea or your water with lemon and mint, just the way hotels do. That's a perfect vessel to put them in. And they make ornaments for trees, and we would like to, I think, Bill, yay, there you are. So nice to see you. Can you hear me? Okay, great. Well, I've sort of given a little bit of a introduction to you and Michelle and what you do, and the fact that I think it's pretty unusual to work in so many different kinds of glass. I mean, usually you go to a craft festival and you see a stained glass artist, or you see a blown glass, but you guys do that. Plus, you also do kiln fired, I think you said on your homepage. And so tell us how you got into this and a little bit about what you do, and then we're going to have James flip over to your website.
Okay. Well, how we got into this, little accident on the show started this whole quite a journey. Back problem. We got a little bored and took out her stained glass tools and started making stuff. Pretty quickly, we had quite a line of product here. Without the attention of it, I guess.
You know, I'm sorry. Let me just ask James a question, because I'm having difficulty hearing you. Is that just me, or is it in general?
No, his mic or something's not working well at the moment.
Is it possible that he could turn it up?
That is one option. It may be easier for him to try to call in. Did you find the audio options on next to the mic, Bill?
I see the mic. I see a mute. Yeah, no, I don't see audio options here. I can use a headset.
What if he mutes it when he calls his cell phone?
Up to James.
You could try the headset, or you can.
Yeah, a lot of, try the headset, Bill. A lot of times headsets work best. How amazing is this? We're looking at a fabulous glass artist, and in his background, I don't see any glass. We're gonna have to chastise him about that. Oh, good, thank you. There's his website. Great, great. So he's going to tell us about these pieces and his techniques, and it's pretty amazing work and quite specialized. And glass is so fun. One of his quotes on his page is they say they celebrate the beauty of glass and the magic of light. I love that. Bill, are you back with us?
I think so. I'm just connecting right now. Headset.
Oh my gosh, I hear you. Is that you, Bill?
That's me.
Oh, fabulous. Problems sorted out. Yes. Yep, I hear you perfectly now. Okay, so as you can see,
Awesome. Sorry about that.
we've got your website up here. So we were talking about the fact that you do lots of different kinds of glass, and that's pretty
Yep.
neat, isn't it?
I think so. At least to be teamed up the way we are. You know, glass artists. Once you start working with glass, there are so many different, you know, ways to go about it. Michelle focuses on the stained glass and the pieces that we make using stained glass techniques, and I work in the hot shop and with kilns to. Started out to create pieces for her to make and incorporate into her work. But then we started adding, you know, the infusion jars, a couple of standalone art pieces, but it's mostly I'm doing the infusion jars and helping Michelle by giving her pieces that she incorporates into her panels and other sun catchers.
So James, could you open up the art glass panel tile, and let's take a closer look, because these are really beautiful. They're just exceptional. So you're making some of the pieces and she's working with other pieces, and so these are a collaboration.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's traditional materials that you'll see in stained glass that she incorporates. So she uses a lot of textured glass. And in some of her pieces, a whole bunch of the work that I do. So it depends.
They're very sort of graphic, and then you throw in something natural like the glass. I mean the flower panel. Some are very monochromatic. Some are very colorful. And do you get a lot of custom work as well, right?
Yes, we do. A lot of people, you know, because we'll come to the shows, we'll have maybe a dozen or up to 20, depending on the booth size, of these panels hanging around. But people will obviously have different dimensions or sizes or colors or interests. So yeah, we do a fair amount of that.
Got it. And let's go to the infusion jars, because I think those are, as I was saying when we were trying to sort out our technical problems, they're just beautiful. And I mean, we all see infusion jars in different places, but yours are really gorgeous. Love them. So,
Oh, that's nice. Thanks.
you know, you can put all kinds of things in there. What do you get feedback from customers about these?
Well, these were inspired because of infused cocktails, and got pretty popular, and we wanted our own infusion jar, and everything sort of looked like a lemonade jar or some, you know, cookie jar thing, and they had cheap spigots, etc. So I said I can make one of those. And it's kind of bloomed this way. What we've done is, you know, try to use the idea of, here's some art glass. This is something you can leave out. You don't have to hide. You can put out at a party you're hosting, whether it's casual or elegant, whatever. And you know, people use these for infused cocktails a lot. But you know, as you had mentioned earlier, infused waters or sun tea or lemonade. Yeah. So there's a lot of things you can dispense with.
And then I just want to go back to the fact that you also have Christmas ornaments. It's important, especially with upcoming holiday shows like the New England Christmas Festival, which you'll be part of at Mohegan,
Yes.
November. But these
Very
are
excited about the new spot. That's good.
good, great. These are a nice, inexpensive gift. While somebody's buying an infusion jar for themselves, then they can pick up a couple of these for a gift, and that just covers everybody. That works perfectly. So please say hi to Michelle. Thank you so much for being with us today. But before we go, why don't you tell everybody your website and anything else you want to say?
Okay, well, the website is freshcutglass.com. I think it's on the screen, but okay. And yeah, and you know, if you don't see something there that maybe you've seen at one of the other shows, or you have a question, you can contact us through the website. It's easy to do. We'll work with you on shipping. Obviously, now everything we'll get to you, and so I don't. Hopefully, we'll hear from some folks.
That's the goal here. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Support the artist community. That's what we're doing this for. So
Yes, and I know we all really appreciate what you're doing, and what you've done for us in the past. So I hope to see you in November.
thank you. We'll all have smiles on by then, right?
Yes.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Bye now.
Okay, so now we are going to introduce you to Sue Shipka, who has a company called Wicked Pissah Designs. And I am so excited to have her on because she's an egg carver. And of course, most of us recognize that eggs are a nice Easter gift, but this is a lady who works with eggs all year round and is passionate about what she does. At shows, she demos, and she's a member of the New England Art Guild as well as the International Art Guild. If we get a chance, I'd love to find out where one goes to a meeting at the International Art Guild and what you learn at those meetings. But the most important thing is that we see Sue and that she talks to us about her eggs and her. So.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Very good.
Great. So glad to see you.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. The wrong button.
Oh, that's all right. You know, the digital world, I think that we're all learning our way through this, and pretty soon it's going to become a Zoom meeting. Oh yeah, I can handle that.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm just saying that I'm so lucky that you could come on today because it's Easter but also because what you do is so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe we can, while we're talking, we'll get James to flip to your Facebook page. Oh, unless, you know, before we do that, is there an egg you'd like to hold up and talk to us about it?
Well, actually, I have a few things. I mean, I have like this here is an ostrich egg.
Thank you. I'm glad that you brought that up because people would want to know, oh my gosh.
And then this here is a little,
What
this is a pigeon egg. So, and we work on everything from little tiny finch and parakeet eggs all the way up to ostrich eggs. And depending on what you're going to do with it, these have, well, there he goes.
Oh yeah, don't break it.
Yeah. Oh no, they do. But they're very thin and fragile until you get to the ostrich egg, which is actually pretty thick. I have.
You answered a question that was running through my mind. I mean, are they really fragile?
Well, the ostrich egg, I don't know if you can see how thick that is, but
Oh wow, it's very thick.
it
Yeah.
is very thick. And then compared to a goose egg, this is a goose egg. You can see it's a little thicker than a chicken. So goose eggs are actually what most eggers like to work with because they're fragile enough like a chicken, but they're tough enough that they don't break as easy. And then we have like that, there are some in-between ones. This pale colored one is called a rhea, which I do have some rhea eggs. And this is called
what is a rhea?
a rhea is like a small ostrich.
Oh, okay.
So, and they, you know, so the egg is the same color. And, you know, it's not as thick as an ostrich, but it's definitely thicker than a goose egg or a chicken egg.
Wow.
The smaller the egg, the thinner the shell. So that's kind of, the bigger the egg.
Sure, yeah. And sorry, what's the black one again? That's
Emu.
very.
Yeah,
Tinamou.
that's a little, is what?
What did you say? It was a tinamou?
Emu.
Oh, an emu. An emu. Okay.
E-M-U-E.
Yeah. Sure. It's a big bird.
Yeah, it's a big bird, and it's a little bit thicker than the rhea, but not as thick as the ostrich. But the thing about the emu that's fun is that you can etch into it. So this one here, I don't know if you can.
Wait, just move it over a little bit.
This
Yeah.
one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. Wow.
So it starts off with the dark color, and as you etch in, you get to like this greenish color, and then the deeper you go, you get to the white until you hit all the way to the white. And then when you, if you hit the white, that's when you're just about ready to go through the shell.
Wow.
So you don't want to keep going when you hit the
And
white.
what are you using to do that with?
We use this. This is a little, it's like a dentist drill type drill.
Yep.
And it has little bits that they're little tiny bits.
Oh, that you can change out depending on how fine the work is you want to do.
Right, and they have diamond burrs, which is what this is. So it makes a very fine dust. And then they have carbide, which is more of a cutter. You know, it's just really kind of got a sharp edge like a drill bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what we use for that. And for the ostrich eggs, we use a Dremel, you know, something a little bit bigger because these are air-powered tools. But you know, so I have a pretty good compressor to power it, and it has an air tube that comes off, you know, and it spins at over 400,000 RPM to cut through things. But sometimes, you know,
James, while Sue's talking, can we see her Facebook page? There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're cutting, you know, you can burn out these little bits faster than if you used a Dremel. A Dremel bit is a little more durable because it's more used to woodworking and that kind of.
Let's talk about the teacups and the teapot. I think that's incredible that you can do that with eggs.
Yeah, this is a goose egg. This is one of the teapots, and then these are the. This is actually the handles for a ostrich egg. It's the mouthpiece and the handle for the ostrich egg, made out of clay. So these ones I actually bought at one of the egg shows, but you can make them out of polymer clay, you know, and you can make them any size. You can change the designs and stuff. And then I use an epoxy style I forget what you call it, an epoxy type thing, and I color it to make the tea, which is funny.
So, yeah, so on the screen right here, the top far right, I mean, there's almost no shell left there. That must be very delicate work to.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I just broke that one.
Oh,
But I have a different one. It's just got different flowers in it. This one here is a small goose egg, and it's all hand drawn and hand carved, and then hand painted. And we use the different types of cording. There's the thin cording to go around and outline things, and then you can fill it with whatever you want. So yeah, it's
well, it's beautiful work. And James, maybe you can scroll a little bit more so we can see. You've got a lot of pieces up here to choose from. You mentioned to me that you do custom work and that people like to order sports eggs.
Yep. This here is excuse me. This one here is the Tanner's Bull. This is the town that I grew up in Woburn, Mass. And this is actually one of the emu eggs that I had sketched out, and then I painted it black and orange for the Woburn Tanners. So yeah, this one here is actually going to a friend of mine who just bought a new house. But this is
Lucky them.
The white is just etched down to the white. It's not carved all the way through. So, you can do that. And then I've done, I think there's a Bruins egg on there. I have some baseball ones, some little jewelry boxes. Oh, this little, you can see the little treasure chest one. Those are kind of funny. There's this little treasure chest with the skull and crossbones on top.
Oh, yeah.
That one there, what we did every year at the New England Egg Art Guild meetings, we do them quarterly. The president makes little kits, and she'll give you one egg and 7 pieces of basically junk that she has in her craft room, and you have to come up with something. So this was one that I came up with, and what you do is you just take everything apart, like the cording that's on there was actually one solid piece of cording, and I took it all apart, and the handles on the edges are, those were one solid ring, and I cut them. I took the stones out and I put the stones in the sand for treasure. I used the other part but we do those competitions, with the Egg Art Guild, and even the International Guild does, they do little competitions.
Well, I would love to be able to spend more time talking with you, but we are sort of out of time. So
yeah.
Tell our viewers how they could purchase or order eggs from you.
Well, you could private message me at my Facebook, the Wicked Pissah Facebook, and that's probably the best way to get me, because everybody, you always get notifications for Facebook, and then there is a email on there too, and it's kind of long though.
Don't worry about it. I think
remember my own email.
No, I think if anybody wants to get hold of you, they'll go to Facebook and look.
Yeah, just go to Facebook and
they can
private message me.
Yeah, or they can get in touch with us and we'll pass along the contact information. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And enjoy the Easter holidays. It's your time of the year. And we'll look forward to seeing you at shows throughout New England as life returns to normal, and particularly at the Mohegan Sun New England Crafts.
Yep, I'll be down there at Mohegan Sun.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Okay, so next we are going to meet Dean Bingham, who is a chocolatier, also very synonymous with Easter. And aside from making beautiful Easter novelty chocolates, he makes delicious truffles and hot sauces and caramels and all kinds of wonderful products. So I'm getting a message from our tech team, and I'm wondering if maybe, James, you could pull up his website and we can look at what he's got. Okay, there we are. So let's can you open up his the chocolate tab so we can see all the different chocolates he does. There we go. So I think he's trying to join us, but oh, hey, welcome. Welcome. Nice to see your face.
Hi, Jackie.
So we're talking about the fact that people love chocolates all the time, right? But there certainly are times of the year where you shine. Everybody's looking for a beautiful box of chocolate or a seasonal chocolate to share with friends and family. And so this is one of your times, being Easter. But
Yeah.
tell us why your chocolates are special.
I make them.
Yay, that's important.
I do have help now, but they're all hand dipped, handmade. So we put a lot of effort into creating these. They're not machine made. We do use molds for things like bunnies, which we'll get into probably later. But we use exceptionally good ingredients. We use Calabo Belgian chocolate, quite dark.
What kind of Belgian chocolate?
Calabo
Calabo.
or Calabat, depending on whether you're French or Flemish.
Okay.
Pronounce it differently. And we love what the products that we use. It's all natural. We do not use any artificial ingredients. We use no preservatives. And actually, we are also completely nut-free.
So we certainly do live in a world where you have to pay attention to people's diets, right? So, I mean, to have a nut-free chocolate, even to have to advertise that is, of course, a sign of the times, but you also have vegan, and I think you have dairy-free too, is that right?
Yep, we have some dairy-free, we have some vegan, we're mostly gluten-free. Because we are nut-free, we get questions about absolutely everything else in dietary stuff. We are not typically soy-free, however, because almost all really good chocolate has soy in it. So we can't accommodate that easily, but almost everything else we do. And we can make all this stuff.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so, you know, when I look at that box, the heart-shaped gift box there, you know, you say that they're each handmade. I mean, literally, each one of those.
Each piece is we cut. Well, we make the center, which is a chocolate ganache, typically, and then roll it, and then dip it by hand in either milk or dark chocolate. So, yes, each one of those. I remember when I went through my first 40,000 candy cups, which are the little brown things that each chocolate is in, and realized that I had just dipped 44,000 pieces of chocolate. So,
Wow.
kind of exciting.
Wow. So you do other products besides chocolates. So tell us about those.
Bacon butter crunch.
Oh.
Bacon imported from Tennessee, and it's basically a toffee, which is sugar and butter and bacon. So not a lot of ingredients in it, but really great stuff. And, has great smoky, salty bacon flavor.
An interesting combination, bacon and chocolate's not something that I would have thought of. So you also do, oh, look at those chocolate sheep. They are just great for Easter. They're just so cute.
A lot of hand work on a chocolate sheep, unfortunately, because we have to coat the paint the mold basically with the white chocolate and then fill it, and then the eyes are done afterwards. So it's
Are the eyes white chocolate?
yes, they are.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
So,
close-up,
you also do sauces, right? Um,
sorry, we do.
you do chocolate sauces and
Yes, we do. And we have a hot fudge sauce and we have a sea salt caramel sauce. You will note on the picture that the sea salt caramel sauce was a Good Food Awards 2020 winner this year.
congratulations. That's awesome.
Pretty great stuff.
Yeah. Well, that flavor, Maine sea salt caramel, is a very popular flavor. So for you to have won that award, it must be amazing.
I think so.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll get people buying it and tasting it. And James, let's go back to the seasonal since we are in Easter.
Okay.
And go to Easter.
Yes, we have bunnies, and I have one right here. One of my
Oh, cute. I love that, a milk chocolate bunny. I love those ears. They're a great angle, different than what you usually see.
Yeah, it's a lop-eared bunny. We have trouble shipping them sometimes because I have to be very careful that the ears don't fall off, of course.
Oh, for sure.
But we try
sure.
very hard. The traditional bunny is much more like what you're accustomed to seeing.
Mm-hmm.
They're about 10 or 11 inches tall.
Oh, they're a good size. Great.
Oh, they're very good size.
Yeah.
To accommodate.
You do a hot chocolate as well, don't you?
Well, we do. Yes, we do spicy truffles, but we also do chocolate dipped matzah, and the matzah comes either on a double dark, just coated with dark chocolate, or a hot matzah, which is dark chocolate along with a bit of sea salt and pepper flakes. So it really takes matzah to a whole different level than what you're accustomed to.
I think that there is something here for everybody, especially because you've got, the different dietary considerations addressed. So thank you for joining us. And why don't you tell everybody your website?
Website is deansweets.com. Just have to make sure that you get 2 S's in the middle because it's deansandSweets.com. And we do ship anywhere, and we're open for business. Thank you, Jackie.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Easter.
Thanks, same to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad he said the website because sometimes you can miss the fact that there's a double S. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us today for this online craft fair, and we hope that you are inspired to purchase a handcrafted item, and that you will want to join us again next week. It's Friday at 2 o'clock, and we're going to feature a jeweler who specializes in pearls, and a potter who creates functional and beautiful pieces, and 2 artisans who work in recycled material. One is slate and the other one is a lamp worker. So a very diverse, interesting group. And in the meantime, we want you to help us support the arts community, which is a huge and important part of our nation. I like to say that the art community is the soul of our nation, and we need to make sure that it's supported and connected and stays vibrant. And that's where you can help by bombarding Facebook with likes and shares, and also going to our website to see this again and order. So you can go to nechristmasfestival.com and click on online fair, and you'll be able to see this video and actually the previous one. and spend a little bit more time looking at their websites and hopefully support them. So again, we'll see you here next Friday at 2 o'clock. And in the meantime, stay healthy and stay positive. Thank you so much for joining us.